Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today, gotta go fast? Yeah, no, that works more for Sonic. Yeah, anyway, but today I saw The Flash, and I enjoyed it. Is it the perfect movie everyone says it is? No, and I'll get to why, but on the whole, I'm just gonna say this is a very fun movie. Very fun, very good. But let's get into why. God, I suck at transitions, but I can. So this movie follows Barry Allen as he attempts to go back in time to save his mom from getting murdered, which would also save his dad from being, well, thrown in prison for life, because of course system thinks Barry's father did it because they're shit. I don't know. That's literally what he says in the movie, because he says because the justice system sucks. Jesus. Oh my god. But yeah. But in doing so, Barry accidentally creates a time paradox, which sends him to a different universe where everything has changed. Most of the Justice League doesn't exist anymore. And instead of Ben Affleck as Batman, we have Michael Keaton, reprising his role from 31 years ago. And of course Barry meets a past version of himself in that universe. If that makes any sense. It's a past version of him that's in a different universe. Makes sense so far, yes? So, and the rest of the movie is the two Barrys, and Keaton Batman, and Supergirl. I got her name in the movie already, goddamn. Kara, I think was her name. As they team up to defeat a returned General Zod to stop him from destroying this Earth. And hijinks ensue. Why did I say that? I already explained the rest of the movie. Okay. So, let's start with the pros. Ezra Miller, for everything he's done in the past few years, he's really good in this. And he's also really good at acting against himself, because Ezra plays both versions of Barry. So, and he does a really good job acting against himself. So, I'll give him props for that. I know he's kind of been a dirtbag recently, but he was really good in this. Michael Keaton, great as always, as Batman. And I forgot her name, but the person who plays Kara, the Supergirl, she did pretty good as well. Definitely a lot angrier than some other versions of Supergirl. So, but in this instances, that's definitely warranted. Without going into spoilers, there is definitely a reason why she's pretty fucking pissed. But yeah, she did pretty good as well. And this movie, like I said at the start, is a very fun, very entertaining time with its action and comedy. Seriously, this movie is actually really fucking funny as well. The Flash Barry is a lot funnier in this than he was in Justice League. And I think a lot of that credit goes to probably the next point I want to make about this movie is that for knowing probably how many cuts this movie must have received during the film process, this movie flows really well. Even though it was cut up to shit because of, studio exec changing and stuff like that. So all the cuts that this movie probably had is insane. But even through that, this movie still flows really well. And because I know plenty of other movies that have had an exorbitant amount of cuts made to them in the editing room that flow really fucking poorly. I think most notably in terms of DC's case would be the Joss Whedon cut of Justice League, because that movie flowed like garbage. So yeah, huge props to the editors and Andy Muschietti for making this flow as well as it does. Another thing that I want to bring up that's kind of a pro and a con at the same time is the effects. At times, the effects in this movie are really good, and at other times, they're Black Panther 1 bad. So that's a bit of a problem, is the effects are a little inconsistent, but mostly they're pretty good, and they keep you entertained. But there are times where it's definitely not great. Now I'm going into spoilers here, because there's a few things that I want to talk about that would need me to go into spoilers. So, if you're still here and you haven't seen the movie, pause it, go watch it, come back, and if you want to know, actually no, I can't say that because the thing I'm about to say is a con. Never mind. But yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, pause it, go watch it, then come back. It's like $10 a ticket. I mean, if you want to go see it. But, I mean, if you don't really care, then you can stay, or if you've already seen it. But my next problem comes with this movie's, I guess, main villain, which, note, of course, is not Zod. Zod is not this film's main villain. He is a villain in it, but the main villain, again, spoiler alert, go watch the movie if you care. But the main villain is Barry himself. And what I mean by that is that at the end of the movie, so at the start of the movie actually, when Barry goes back in time to put a soup can in his mother's grocery cart, because yeah, that's the event that led Barry's mom to get killed, is because she forgot to grab a soup can at the grocery store. Okay, it's a little more complex than that, but I don't want to get into that fully. Barry is kicked out of the Speed Force Time Dome thing by this, like, super beefy, armored character. And later, towards the end of the movie, at the climax, it is revealed that this character is a future version of Barry 2. The past version of Barry that our Barry teams up with in this movie. Hopefully you're all staying with me, because it's time travel movies are always like this. But so at the end, it is revealed that this big beefy armor guy is a future version of Barry 2, who Barry 1 is working with. No, why? It's good. But yes. Can you stop moving? Sorry. But yes, like I said, the main villain is a future version of Barry 2, and past Barry 2 ends up sacrificing himself to save Barry 1, which in turn kills future Barry 2, and Barry 1 decides to go back to that point and fix, oh my god, to fix what he did in the first place. And before he leaves, he says one last goodbye to his mom, and yeah, he fixes it, but he doesn't leave everything how it was, because he changes one final thing to make sure his dad gets out of jail. And that change causes, something pretty interesting to happen. It changes our Batman again. Now, instead of Affleck, or Keaton, or Bale, oh my... Jesus Christ, just fucking stay. Sorry. My camera just does not want to stand up. Instead of this Batman being someone like, again, Keaton, Affleck, Bale, or anyone, our Batman is now George Clooney, who most of you should already know was Batman in the 1997 film Batman and Robin. And that is literally the final joke of the movie. The movie literally ends after George Clooney gets on screen. And my God, my dad he didn't blow up in the theater, but like, he had a adverse reaction, to say the least. Now, like I said, the cons of this movie is that the effects are very inconsistent at times. And my other complaint is that I think the main villain, the future Barry 2, should have been built up a little bit more. Because before the climax of the movie, you only see him once. And that's it. So I feel like maybe a few more times popping in could have been needed. Especially because the twist of who that is pretty fucking obvious. So maybe a few more times and maybe a bit more well disguised could have helped a little bit. As obviously you know it's a speedster, but you could do a little better to make sure people don't figure out that it is Barry. Because like I saw that coming from a mile away. And also the movie's lesson is a fairly basic one, but it doesn't harm the movie too much. With the lesson being, some things just need to be let go. Some things don't have a solution, and just leave it in the past. It's a fairly standard lesson that's in plenty of time travel movies. I just can't name any. But yeah, all in all, I'd say I'd give The Flash a solid 85%. I think it's a fun film, very much a one that will have you entertained throughout, and I'm very interested to see where DC goes from this, because not a lot of universe-altering things happened. I mean, of course, Batman being switched out from Affleck to Clooney might be something, but yeah, very interested to see where that goes. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.